Good morning guys, and welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's Sunday the 16th of May 2021. Hope everybody's staying safe and being practical and keeping themselves out of harm's way as usual. Basically came up here this morning, we've just been pottering around the sheds, topping up all the corn bins and the water bottles, etc. And it's pretty much been non-stop rain. I don't have any energy at all today, so I won't be doing anything. But what I will do is I'll give you a quick look at what we got done yesterday afternoon, and then we'll give you a look in the pigeon loft at the second round of youngsters. And there's another two in there I might need to put rings on now, so we'll see how that pans out when we go in. A really strange one in the frill stencil shed, the white bar cock with a little reduced end, had two youngsters. And they reared them successfully, and they're sitting the eggs off the old blondie neck cock now and the black hen. We swapped those eggs over, they're now sitting those. And those two youngsters had started flying off the nest onto the ground and back to the nest again. And they were doing that yesterday. And I went in this morning and one of them was lying dead. I don't know what had happened, but it had its head down in the corner of the nest box behind the grill, and I think it had got its head stuck. Needless to say, anyways, it's dead. So that's another one we've lost. Yeah, I'm thinking about just stopping breeding for the rest of the season. Nothing seems to be going according to plan, and I just appear to be wasting my time. So I'm thinking about calling an end to it and removing all the rest of the eggs off the nests, replace them with pot eggs and just let them sit the pot eggs out and then separate the birds. Anyways, we'll give you a little look around shortly guys. Right guys, we're in the polytunnel now, so you'll see from yesterday we got all this bed cleared down with everything that was cluttering the bed, and we've now planted a grapevine directly into the ground here, and we'll train it up and across the back of here. The spinach at this end is now starting to be attacked as well. Perhaps you can see that webbing a little bit better now. And I'm still not sure what it is that's causing the damage. But there we go. It is what it is. Up to now that one hasn't been touched. But you'll see we've now dotted an onion between everything across the front. And we've got the tomato plants in, so Tigerella, 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 Alicante, Alicante, Alicante. Now I'm miles behind where everybody else is at this time of year, but they will come on better now they're in the bed. These are the only 3 tomato plants I've managed to grow this year for some unbeknown reason. And those 4 Tigerellas and the big beefsteak one on the end are the ones that my father-in-law gave me. You can see the difference in size between that and these. But he did plant earlier and he plants indoors. And then there's 3 more beefsteaks here to go in when we get this bed back and we've recovered this. I don't want to just pull all these onions, so I'm not sure whether I maybe just put these into big pots and put them in the other greenhouse yet. I don't know yet guys, because I don't want to just pull these up and have a glut of onions and then them go off on me before we get round to using them. These are our Hell's Best melons. We just gave these a little water yesterday, they were a bit dry. Still coming along, they need potting up shortly. One of the cucumbers we potted on, doing fine. All the aubergines are doing fine. We haven't got many onions left now in here, just odd ones to dot in between beds. I think there's only 2, 3, 4, a possible 5 I think, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Possibly 11 onions left now guys to put on. Over here, where I said we planted some cabbages, I think we did, but prior to that, I think we had, it's a bit confusing because this label here tells me that I put in some more cucumbers. And I'm wondering, I put 2 in a pot, and I'm wondering if they are cucumbers that came up from the previous planting before I put the cabbage in. Either way, they're either cucumbers or melons by the look of it. Or courgettes even, because on that label there I did plant 4 courgettes. I don't know what they are just yet, guys, so it's a bit of a mystery, that one. Again, my peas never ever came up, don't know why. We've had a good clean out of here. All this lot's all empty now. All of these trays are all empty. This is completely empty, and we've got a little bit of space back there. That's the other cucumber. We've got the 4 peppers and the 4 melons at the back. And that's pretty much just all that's left in here, guys. So I'll take you over into the garden and let you have a look and see what we've got done over there. So we're in the garden now, guys. I don't know if you can see through here, but the chickens are making a great job of spreading that grass we put in there yesterday. So here I have 4 sweet corn plants. We've just left them in this bed to get them out of the greenhouse. They're looking a bit yellow and anemic. We just potted those on. We just left them out here now to get on with it. I've never grew sweet corn before, and I know you're supposed to plant them in the block. There isn't really enough there, but I got these off my father-in-law as well, and I may or may not put them in. That's why they're still in the pots and just sitting there. I haven't decided yet. But we did get the sweet peas planted yesterday, and we put 4 bamboo cut down till 6 feet high, and I've already strung them in, and you can see we've put some strings up, and we will just increase that as they grow up, if they survive. Let's see how they go, guys. Rhubarb's now making an effort to come back again now as well. These are the cabbage and the beetroot we planted, I think it was last weekend. All seem to have taken hold, and the beetroots are definitely coming on now. This is a bed we planted out yesterday. I didn't get a cover on it, and I'm amazed the beetroot is still here, to be honest. But it is. So far so good. I really need to get a cover on it, but I can't even be bothered doing that today. I've got no energy at all. I'm amazed at how these turnips are coming on. They really are coming on in leaps and bounds. So yeah, some things are going right, some things aren't. The 4 Brussels sprouts appear to have got a hole now, and you can see the centre leaves are starting to turn back to green again now, and the purpling is starting to leave them. The lettuces are just getting established again now. As I said earlier, these ones are as well, but they may not get their heads above. I might break a leaf or 2 off the turnips away around them, just to give them a fighting chance of coming up. The spinach that we planted is in there okay. The onions have perked their heads up, and I did come back over, and there were, you remember, there was 6 leeks in 2 plant pots from last year. These were planted last year. Now these are probably just going to bolt, but I thought we had that little bit of a space, we'll just put them in and see what happens. We try these experiments and they'll work or they won't. We won't know if we don't try. Just checking on my trees. So far so good. I was a bit concerned after yesterday and absolutely soaking these the way I did, especially the citrus ones. But yeah, leafing out, flowering up. So far so good, guys. Keep an eye on them for a day or two. Yeah, lots of flower on the orange tree. I think that's the orange tree. Let me see if I've got this right. Yeah, that's the orange tree with the white flowers. And the purple flowers are coming on the lemon. Not sure what breed they are, guys, but yeah. And then yesterday we came over, we brought one of those pots of carrots over here as well and give them a good watering. We potted on the blueberry into a bigger pot. It's starting to leaf up now. Sorry, not blueberry. It's a pomegranate. It was in a little tiny pot. We've put it into one of these big pots that the citrus trees came out of now, and give it a good feed and mulched it off, and that's starting to leaf out now. This is the other little grape that we got out of Wilco's, and these are the 3 citrus that we're trying to grow on, and this is our grape, the grafted one that we bought and I didn't think was ever going to come back again. We need to get it sorted out in here, guys. And I've just basically put these racks out so I could store some of the plant pots and everything, and moved them out of the greenhouse and brought them over here. And that's pretty much all we done yesterday afternoon, and that's you right up to date again over here in the growing area. Just a quick look at the birds in the aviary, guys. Sometimes you get a better shot of them when they're out in the aviary and it's a lot lighter. That's the indigo check-hen, and the other check-hen paired to the almond cock. And that's the Andalusian, that's F1 frill stencil, paired to the white barred cock in the middle. The dark check-hen with the almond. And here's a pigeon you haven't seen very often. That's the indigo bar hen. That's paired to the white bar cock. And then the double factor indigo cock. And here we have the frill stencil blondinette, the little white check trig, and the youngster which did survive, which is ready for leaving the nest. And it's went and got itself in that nest with the 2 eggs they've laid again. We put them another pot in and they've laid again. But I'm really thinking about just throwing all these eggs away, guys. I'm really annoyed. Moving down, we've got the white bar cock. Here's the red-beaked cock. He's reared his 2 youngsters, and as I said, one's died this morning. And there's the other youngster there, ready for coming off the nest now. And they do have bronzing in the wings, so they are F1 for frill stencil. And he's now sitting the eggs off this old blondinette cock here, paired to the black frill stencil hen. And they're sitting their eggs. And as you can see, they don't sit properly, guys. Look, he's not even sitting on them. They're going to be addled in. So it's the blondinettes, they just don't sit correctly. And not a bit of wonder the egg didn't hatch the last time round. He wasn't even sitting on them. We'll give you a look in the other shed. Right, guys, we're in the main stock loft now. And as you can see, these 2 youngsters off the ice pair have hatched, and they're just, I have to check them for rings very, very quickly. I think they're ready for rings. Moving around, we've got the almond cock, and he's back on 2 eggs again. I did think about taking the eggs off and removing the ones off the blondinette cock and that white check trigonino. They were laid at exactly the same time. So I'm thinking about getting rid of those eggs and moving those eggs off the blondinette and trig, put them on pots and bring them and put them under here. These are the last 2 youngsters, or rather this is the second nest. Somehow we've turned out with 2 blacks. So we've ended up with 2 really dark checks or blacks on this nest. Now the hen is from a dark check family, but not that dark as a rule. Moving up, you'll see we've got 3 eggs in here. She started on a 3rd, 4th, 5th round now, although we've only had 2 rounds. But I don't know if you can just see the bronzing in this. This is going to be another white bar. And that one just looks like it's F2. But they did lay 2 more eggs in this nest whilst they were on there. and that's another new one she's laid again now. Up here we have an Andalusian youngster, which we can't really see. You can just make it out in the back there, and they're back on 2 eggs again. So we haven't had any frill stencils off them. Oh, actually there's a bit of white in the tail on that little Andalusian. It could end up frill stencil. Now the blacks this time are sitting the eggs off the blondie neck cock and the white check Trigonino. If you remember, we floated them off under here and we took the nest pan away and threw it away because they stopped feeding the youngster. So he's sitting on one of them, and we put one under the milkies because they were clear yet again. This cock, I don't know how he's doing it. And the barless, the egg didn't hatch. Moving round on the white bar, we've got at least one lovely indigo pied, as you can see. That one there. And I think the other's a blue pied, but I haven't had a chance to have a proper look at it. And as you know, he's a rather aggressive cock, so we won't disturb him. Moving down to the almond cock, and we've got a white almond here. And I'm not sure what colour the other one is. I think it's a dark check. Yeah, I think the second one's a dark check. So we've got a white almond and a dark check in there. Moving round to these. And one of these is definitely a recessive red this time. So this one at the back is a recessive red. And this one looks to be it could be an indigo recessive red. It's slightly darker. And that's off the double factor indigo hen. Like I said, we get different colours every time out of this pair, guys. And then moving up, we have what looks like a brown bar pied, but a very pale brown bar pied. She's back on eggs yet again. And the second one is a spread, a very nice spread brown, very light brown spread. And the highlight again, guys, in here. This time, as you can see, we have another frill stencil, but it's a bar this time. And this is off that white check cock with the brown satinette, with a little brown satinette. It's actually going to be toy, I think, because there's no frilling in the tail yet, but that could come next year. But what's significant is it's got a white stripe down the head as well. And the back on another egg which is dirty, which probably won't hatch. And I'm thinking about calling it a day, guys, with the breeding and taking all these remaining eggs away and basically just putting them all on pots. I've had enough with the breeding. Nothing's really gone according to plan. I did want some Colemans this year, but then I'm really toying with the idea of whether I've got nothing else that could float that pair of eggs under other than that one, but I don't really want to throw those away because we could get 2 frill stencils the next nest. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe letting them bring the next round up. These bring the next round up. These, if they hatch, off the blondie neck cock and the frill stencil satinette. Take these 2 youngsters off and put them on pots. If they lay again, we'll put them on pots. If they lay again, we'll put them on pots. I think we'll put that on pots, and we'll put the almond back on pots as well, guys. and we'll separate some of the birds once we're finished. But that's just an update on the pigeons, guys. Hope you enjoyed the little tour, and I'll catch you later. Right guys, we've had a clean out in here. We've moved that first round of youngsters with the exception of one. We've started to put the second round in here now. So here, this is the youngster of the late-bred white bar toy stencil cock paired to the little reduced hen. This is the one that survived. The other one, we lost an nestmate. It was as big as this, and we lost it basically. So that's off that pair. Moving over, that one there is full of bronzing in the wings, likewise with this, and this one here appears to be just black. That's off the young blondinette cock with the white check Trigonino. There's a little bit of a white on the rump, and when that goes through the molt it could start to turn a bit like a blondinette. We'll have to wait and see. But then we've left the Andalusian brown bar in here with them, as it's very placid, and we'll just leave that in here to show them where the water is and the feed. And then we've got two very nice indigos. We've got an indigo pied, and the nestmate is an indigo white flight. Two bonny youngsters. As I say, we do get all sorts of strange colours off that white bar cock and the indigo, and this is two totally different colours to the last two, as you can see. So just a quick update here guys, we've got these two weaned off and these two weaned off along, and we've just got the Andalusian left in here with them, and they can show them how to eat and drink, although they will work it out themselves. I'll catch you in the shed for a final roundup, and then I'm heading home. Right guys, final roundup as always. I'm having this cup of coffee, got the kettle on, and then I'm going home for something to eat. So today hasn't been a massive day, but we've got another loft cleaned out, so it's a bonus. We've moved that first round of youngsters in with the hens, so they can get out in an aviary now, get a bath and all the rest of it, and that can only benefit them, get some sun on the back, etc. We just left the one, which is the Andalusian brown bar, in there because it's rather placid and it seemed to just want to huddle up with other pigeons. So we thought we'd leave that one in there to show these four new youngsters how to eat and drink. So that's what we've done. And I watched them for a little while, and he's behaving okay with them, or she. So that'll just help those youngsters, because we've taken them off a little bit sooner than we normally would, with just a little short tail again. But I do find they eat and drink better. I've said this before, when you take them off a little bit sooner. So we took the youngster off the frill stencil blondinette, the young one, paired to the white check hen. They did continue feeding that youngster, and it's now weaned off. We did put them another pan back in because the hen was going to lay on the grill. In fact, she did lay one egg on the grill, so I put the pan back in and she laid a second egg and went in the nest pan. Now then, you remember we took those two off them and we floated them under the blacks, and then I moved one, trying to maximise the chances of getting them out. I put one under the milkies because their eggs were clear again, and I left one with the blacks. So the potential is two could hatch off that pair in there. Plus they're on another two now, which I've just taken off them again, and I've put them under the Coleman cock and the check hen. And I was going to just throw the eggs out off the Coleman cock and check hen and put them on pots. Then I thought, what the heck, we'll put them under that pair, and if we even get one out and they only rear the one again, that'll be a bonus. So that's what I've done. Not only that, if it turns out that these eggs don't start to fill that I've put under the Coleman, I can move the Coleman's eggs back again. We've put the white bar cock on pot eggs and threw his eggs out. We've put the almond hen in the top box with the brown spread cock, on pot eggs and threw her eggs out, and we're starting to work our way around now and put everything on pot eggs and close off for the season. So just what's left on the nest and the select few pairs that I'm going to try and get before the end of the year, and that'll be it basically, guys. But on a positive note, we've now got 3 really nice toy stencil, full stencil youngsters, and a number of F1s and F2s. So we didn't do too bad after all, guys, but I've decided I'm not going to fight anymore. Everything now, as they go down on eggs again, will just go on pots, and then they'll be separated. Now I'm hoping and praying that the little late bred white bar frill stencil cock paired to the reduced hen, that they do rear those eggs and they hatch okay off the old blonding egg cock paired to the F1 Lebanon hen, and I'll be a really happy chappy, and that will make the season if they do hatch and they rear them okay. Babbled on for long enough, guys. I'm going to have this cup of coffee and then I'm going to make my way down home. If it's your first time here, think about hitting the subscribe button, then the little bell icon on the right, select all, and that will alert you every time I put up a new video. For now, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.